think I'm ready.
Okay, tell us when to go.
Go.
The Bible is full of stories of men and women of God who had very real reasons to be afraid. Yet many of them learned they didn't have to be because God was with them. And Chris and I would love to tell you one such story about a man named Gideon. Our story begins in the land of Israel in a scary time. When the Israelites were living in terror. At any given moment, their enemies, the evil Midianites, could attack from the east, killing everything in their paths, destroying their crops, killing their donkeys, their sheep, and their camels. The problem here is that Israel was God's chosen people, and now they're without food, without animals, without their shelter, and they're being bullied at every turn. But God had a plan to show Israel that he was still with them. And that plan involved a man named Gideon. Gideon was chosen by God to lead Israel to defeat the evil Midianites. But Gideon was not chosen for his skill with a sword, or for his muscular physique,
Pop you up.
or for his dashing good looks.
Like that guy.
Yeah, like that guy. God saw something in Gideon that no one else could see.
His pancreas.
His heart.
His heart.
You see, while most of Israel was cowering in fear, Gideon was hard at work. One day, while Gideon was threshing wheat, an angel appeared, and the angel said, "The Lord is with you, mighty man of valor." So, Gideon gathered an army of 32,000 men, and they began to march to the camp of the Midianites. But the Lord stopped Gideon.
Hold! Guys, they should stop me.
And God said to send home any man who's afraid. Well, guess what? 22,000 men dropped their swords and walked away. So, Gideon gathered his army of 10,000 men and started walking towards the camp of the Midianites. But again, God stopped Gideon.
Hold! Guys, we've done this before. It's just stopping.
God told Gideon that there were still too many. So Gideon led his men down by the river for a drink. 300 men cupped the water with their hands and drank. But the rest of the men got down on their knees, stuck their faces in the water, and slurped. God told Gideon to send those men home.
Oh man, I knew we should have done the hand thing.
Now, Gideon is ready to take on 135,000 Midianites with only 300 men. Wait a minute, 300 men? Why isn't Gideon afraid? Okay, let's rewind all the way back to the beginning when God first spoke to Gideon.
In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth.
Wait, that's a little too far. That's Genesis. You need to go back
Sorry,
a little farther.
sorry.
Fast forward.
I saw a beast with 7 heads and 7 crowns.
No, that's Revelation. Too far. Why don't you get back to the Old Testament?
Sorry. Like a cluster of grapes.
Whoa! That's Song of Solomon. What are you doing in there? There are kids here.
Sorry.
Judges chapter 7, please.
And the angel of the Lord said, "The Lord is with you, mighty men of valor."
Okay, that's it. The angel of the Lord said, "The Lord is with you, mighty man of valor." That's why Gideon wasn't afraid. He was fully convinced that God was with him. So, late one night, while the Midianites were still sleeping, Gideon and his men snuck up and surrounded the camp on 3 sides. In one hand, each man held a torch, covered in a clay pot, and in the other hand, a trumpet. These 300 men waited until the midnight watch. And then, on Gideon's order, they broke their clay pots, held their torches high, sounded their trumpets, and shouted, "For the sword of the Lord and Gideon!" The Midianites woke up in a panic, grabbed their swords, and just started fighting. In their confusion, they started killing each other.
Oh, the pain stopped! Oh, the pain stopped! It's me!
Gideon and his men stood back in amazement as the enemies of Israel completely destroyed
Airstrike, Pete. Copy that. Airstrike.
That day, Gideon and all of Israel learned that they did not have to be afraid because God was with them. They learned that fear is not the boss of me. Thank you, Mr. Chris.